My grandfather, Captain William Nelson, was in the Navy for about 30 years. And he went through Annapolis. The Navy sent him to MIT to study naval construction. Specialty was airplanes. And he got assigned to Lakehurst. And my father was born in 1918. And he liked to draw. And when you're a little boy growing up, you draw the things you see. And he saw dirigibles coming in and out of the base. He knew all about them. That's what he grew up with. Here's a little fighter plane moving in. This is the hangar, and the dirigibles flying over top, of course. And he, from his point of view, he was trying to capture everything he saw there, the girders and other things. This is a nice one here. United States Navy, some colors on it. Skull and crossbones, and an airplane flying up to it. And it has the control cab on the bottom. And he had United States Navy doing all kinds of things, flying dirigibles and fights. Anchors with flags on them, parachutes, blimps, and here you'll notice the different types of soldiers, or sailors rather. The one with the regular sailor cap. Then the officers have naval hats, and the pilot has a pilot's suit, and he has little arrows showing, what these people would do. The sailor has rowing a boat. The next one over, I can't really see what he's doing, and one guy has a ship, and then the airman has an airplane. And here we have another airman with his flight suit, which is what a person would have worn, a pilot at that time in the 20s. And you'll notice the airplane has two wings and pontoons, one of the things he would see around the base. An airplane wing, the way it's designed, the air moving over the top will give you lift. And they didn't know how to draw wings exactly right, so it took two of them to make the thing work. Now here's a shot of either industrial area. It's got a balloon going up along the side there. You used to see those, free balloons, and a town. And he's got dirigibles, the R119. I don't know what that is. It might be German or something. They would bring stuff over at that time period. War reparations. This one's A something. Up here's the, I can't even make that out either. And that's him, Ross Nelson. That was his name, is Ross, so that was his dirigible there. But this is what he every day he would see. My grandfather used to pilot the Shenandoah and the Los Angeles, And here he has a bunch of planes here. The ZR-1, I think it's the Shenandoah, as I remember. And they had the tower. It would pull up to the tower. And yeah, ZR-1, U.S. Navy. Yeah. And there's airplanes hooked onto the bottom, which was something they were experimenting with. Yeah, this is what he saw out and around. And here's some more things he drew. Mail planes, biplanes. Then there were also a little boat would haul mail. And then over here, there's a post office. And then this is the Graf Zeppelin. And he did his best to spell it right, but this is the stuff he would see. And they'd look up and talk about it, all the men on the base. And here is the Los Angeles, it says on here. And base buildings, and then the tower, and the Los Angeles. I can't see if it has a number on it. And then and there's the hangar at Lakehurst. Has a flag on it, of course. And he was just a little guy, likes to draw, and drawing what he saw. And I don't know, that says G-ship. I don't know what that is exactly. And a kite balloon, okay. And the fins were all filled with air on this type. And over here's a free balloon. And here, a ship is rolling along, and it ran aground. And what I think he was referring to, there was a destroyer named the DeLong going up the Pacific coast to San Francisco, and he turned in at Half Moon Bay. He lost his sightings and crashed up on the beach. And my grandfather was commanded to go down there and straighten it out. He looked at it, put pumps all over the deck, and pumping water like crazy, and got it up, and then they towed it back to San Francisco. When they got it up at the Navy Yard there, they found out the bottom had no bottom anymore. It was all torn up, and they don't know how he made it. It just had so many pumps that it was going out fast, it was coming in, and they finally scrapped it. And the admiral was so happy with his progress that he let him have a ship to take out his friends for the night, and it was the Arizona. And I have a menu from that night in my stuff. Now, when they were trying to do all this, they had a plan to take the Shenandoah over the North Pole. And it was a terrible idea, but they were going to experiment and see what they could accomplish. It crashed in Ohio before they could do it. And there's my grandparents and my father. This was a Minneapolis newspaper. He was a hometown of Minneapolis, and he came back to visit, and they were writing all about this big adventure, he was going to do. I'm glad they didn't go. I'm sorry for the men that got killed in the crash over Ohio. Their chief of the aircraft was Lansdowne. Anyway, that's what my father grew up with, and for a little boy, it was quite an adventure seeing all those things that he saw.